Okay. So you guys want to know my thoughts on the Wolfman remake from 2010. I want to say this before I get into the rage, before I get into the anger. If you're a fan of the Wolfman remake from 2010, the film gets a 5.8. I don't agree with that. I'm not being a jerk to people that like the movie. I'm just saying I don't agree with that. I don't get why this movie is that. It's kind of a lower rating a little bit, but still too high. That's almost a 6.0. Almost a 6.0. And you know what? This movie's so bad. And just like I said, if you're a fan of the movie, if you're a fan of the Wolfman remake, you're probably not going to like what I got to say about it. So, if you're a fan of it, that's cool. But you probably might not want to watch this video, because this is a mega ultra freaking rant on this film. The last movie I did a mega ultra freaking rant on was Dragon Ball Evolution. And for those of you asking, is it as bad as that? Yes, it is that bad. This movie is so boring. It's crazy. It's crazy how boring this movie is. How boring it is, how dull it is, how terrible the CGI is, how terrible the acting is. Bad cast. There's one good actor in there, and that's Anthony Hopkins. He was the only good actor out of this cast. Anthony Hopkins did a good job. Also, I don't mind the little bits of practical effects that are in the movie that are there, because they are decent. I also don't mind how they keep the classic Wolfman look. They don't change it at all. I like that. They kept it classic. Thing I hate is the CGI enhancements on the freaking Wolfman. But they kept it classic, so, you know, like that, kept the classic look for the Wolfman. But yeah, I figured I would say that before I get to this rant on this piece of crap. So, if you're a fan, I recommend you not watch this, because I'm about to freaking rage on this freaking movie. Like, I hate this movie so much. It's just, I remember when it came out, I seen it. I got so bored that I said I freaking hate this remake. I remember when it came out, got it from Redbox, and even then, you know, even then, I hated it. So yeah, if you're a fan, that's cool, that's awesome. Just don't be a jerk about it in the comment section. So yeah, let's get to the rant on the Wolfman remake from 2010. The movie was directed by Joe Johnston. Joe Johnston, which sounds familiar. See what he's done. He's done Jurassic Park 3. He's done a movie called October Sky. He did Captain America, which was good. And he did Jumanji. Now, Jumanji, and he also did Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Now, I like Jumanji. I like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. But I hate Jurassic Park 3. And I didn't mind Captain America the First Avenger. I didn't mind it. His direction in this movie is freaking terrible. It's freaking terrible. I don't freaking get it. Why this remake was... You want to know why this remake was made? For freaking money. For freaking money, because... Okay, people are going to say, but Nate, the old one was in black and white, and what if it's kind of boring? Okay, so you're going to do a Wolfman remake. You're going to do a Wolfman remake. Okay, First of all, shorten the pace. The movie's an hour and 43 minutes long. Feels like freaking 3 hours I sat through. It feels like it. Second of all, yes, pace. Second of all, freaking get this freaking Benicio del Toro dude. Whatever the freak, this guy cannot act. Him as the Wolfman, he freaking can't act at all. I swear, he is one of the worst actors I've ever seen. He just has no motion, no acting talent whatsoever. Also, his girlfriend. You also got the guy from The Matrix. Forgot his name. You've also got Emily Blunt. Wait, no. No, that's not her name. What the freak is her name? It's in the freaking alphabetical order stuff, whatever. Freaking, his girlfriend, whoever the freak she was. I think it was Emily Blunt. Yeah. Emily Blunt, playing Gwen. What the freak? This cast freaking sucks. The only good thing about this cast is Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins did a good job, brought a lot of good acting to the role. He was a good thing in this movie. The rest of this cast, I don't like. I don't like this freaking Menicio, whatever you freaking say his name. Menis Del Rio, I don't care. Alberto Del Rio stuff, I don't care. Benicio del Toro, I don't freaking care about this dude. I don't freaking care about this freaking cast. Besides Anthony Hopkins. Besides that, he did a good job. The rest of this freaking cast sucks. Freaking sucks. And the people right now are saying, Nate, why are you screaming? Why are you yelling? It's a freaking mega ultra freaking rant. Expect yelling. Expect screaming. This is a mega ultra freaking rant. Yes, this will be a long rant. Mega ultra freaking rants are usually 40 minutes long, 50 minutes long, of me destroying a movie. On a movie, because the movie's so freaking bad. And for those saying, oh, is it really that bad, Nate? Is it really that bad? Yes, it's that freaking bad! This is one of the most boring remakes ever made. One of the worst remakes ever made. Like I said, it has a few themes to it. Like Dragon Ball Evolution had nothing good to it at all. Nothing at all. No good themes whatsoever. Effect, what's there is decent. The classic look of the Wolfman and Anthony Hopkins. That's it. 3 themes. 3 freaking themes. This freaking pace sucks. I hate. Okay, wait. So you're gonna do a R-rated Wolfman remake? First of all, this atmosphere freaking sucks. There's no atmosphere to this movie whatsoever. This movie is bleak. It's shot very dull. There is no atmosphere to it at all. You got so much CGI enhancement. It's crazy. It's freaking crazy how freaking bad this movie is. And it's freaking crazy that I know people are like, well, it's not a pointless remake. I mean, to make a remake to the Wolfman, you know, the Wolfman was in black and white. It's an older movie. And for some reason, I think IMDb just froze up. Ever. See, even IMDb doesn't want us on the freaking screen. Even IMDb's like, close this crap, Nate. It's freaking glitching out. Freaking IMDb. What the freak is going on here? Anyways, freaking open a new tab or something. Whatever. Freak's happening there. Freaking computer's messing up. But you're gonna do an R-rated Wolfman remake. Okay, because the Wolfman, I get it. It was made a long time ago. I believe it was made back in the 1940s. But it gets a high rate. It gets 7.4 or something like that. So it's a high rating. It's a higher rating than this. And I've heard a lot of good things about the Wolfman. Nate, if you hate the film so much, why is it in your collection? Because one day I want to get the original Wolfman. I figured I would have the remake in there. just to be in there for the collection. Now, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get all the sequels. I think there's a few sequels that were made. I don't know about getting all the sequels of the Wolfman, but I do know that when I get the Wolfman, I have the Wolfman remake, so I'll sort of have the original and the remake. That's the only reason why this is in my collection. As a matter of fact, by the end of this freaking rant, it may not be. It may be a pile, a broken case, and a broken disc. That's how bad this movie is. That's how boring it is. To freaking sit to this freaking movie, it's a chore. It really is a chore to sit to this freaking movie. It's a freaking chore. It's so freaking lackluster and boring and dull. There's so much CGI enhancements on the atmosphere. CGI trees. CGI sometimes. It has heavy CGI. And the practical effects that are there, there's barely any practical effects. The Wolfman sometimes is practical, but most times it's a freaking cartoon CGI creature thing. Looks like crap. Most of the blood, most of the action scenes, if there's any in the movie, it's done with CGI. And it looks terrible. Looks freaking terrible. It's freaking disc. I know it says rental. As you can see, it says rental. But I bought this for $1. This was like after Blockbuster closed. And selling movies for $1. Picked it up. Also, Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake, says rental as well. It's not really a rental. Cost $150 million, made $61 million. Okay, you see this freaking case? Freaking, I'll throw it across the room again. I don't care. The movie's worthless. It freaking sucks. And people are like, well, you just did 12 minutes of ranting. It's a mega ultra freaking rant. Okay? Whenever I'm gonna be doing these in the future, they're gonna be long freaking rants. Expect it. I mean, expect a long rant. The movie freaking sucks. I hate this freaking movie. And people are like, why are you so mad, Nate? Is it really that bad, Nate? Yes, it's that bad. And the reason I'm screaming, and the reason I'm throwing the disc across the room, and throwing the case across the room as well, is because I had to waste my energy and time on this freaking movie. To sit through it is a chore. To sit through it is freaking torture. It is. It's freaking torture. Okay, so you got Joe Johnston directing this, which he's done a couple of good movies. He really has. But this is terrible. Probably his worst movie. I'm honest. Probably his worst movie. Honestly. Like I said, you got this freaking Benicio del Toro. What else has he been in? He freaking sucked in this freaking movie. Oh, great. Oh, freaking great. He's gonna be in Star Wars Episode 8. It's freaking great. It's not. It's not freaking great. He freaking sucked. Can't believe he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy, A Perfect Day, Sicario. Again, Savages. He's been in a lot of movies. Sin City. Are you serious? I think I heard about The Hunted. Traffic. The Fan. Something with the Sharks. China Moon. Fearless. Golden Balls. What the freak? Money for Nothing. The Indian Runner. License to Kill. He was in freaking License to Kill. He's freaking License to Kill. Are you freaking serious? He was Dario. I haven't seen that movie yet. I'm not really sure who the freak that is. Loyal henchman. One of Fran Sanchez's loyal henchmen. So he was in License to Kill. I don't understand how he's getting acting roles. I don't get it. This guy cannot act. I'm sorry. There was not one line that he uttered in this freaking movie that was good. The dude can't act. When he delivers lines, some of the dullest lines ever. I'm serious. Probably some of the dullest lines I've heard in film. And the original Wolfman, yeah, gets 7.4 on IMDb, and that was made in 1941. And even that has a shorter pace than this. It's an hour and 10 minutes. Other people are like, well, it's an older movie. Still, the pace is slower, or not slower. At least the pace is better in that movie. Unlike that freaking movie, which I threw way across the freaking room. At least the pace in the original Wolfman is only an hour and 10 minutes. That's cool. That's awesome. Because I have to sit through freaking an hour and 43 minutes on that freaking movie, which was like 3 hours and 40 minutes. I swear it does. I swear. I watched the movie. It was like freaking 3 hours. Freaking 3 hours. It's not, but it feels like it. Alright, so you guys want me to stop? You guys want me to stop yelling? Okay, I'm gonna calm down a little bit. Let's get into the story. Basically, what it is you got this Benicio del Toro character, or Lawrence, pretty much returning to his homeland, and basically there's a werewolf there. He ends up getting bit, and he has to figure out who the werewolf is. And also, he becomes a werewolf. Same time, you got the freaking town wanting to kill him because he's cursed, gonna be a werewolf. That's where you got the guy from freaking The Matrix. Try to get his name on here. I don't remember his name, but he was in The Matrix. Not really seeing him on here. This whole freaking cast sucks. Even the guy who freaking played the dude who was from The Matrix, even his performance was dull. Here, I'm just gonna pull up The Matrix because he's on that. The Mr. Anderson guy. I forgot his freaking name. But he's a good actor in other movies. Really liked him in The Matrix. Really liked him in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Here, no. He freaking, even him, brought nothing to the table. Even he didn't. So I'm on The Matrix right now. Hugo Weaving. Or is it Hugo Weaving? Yeah, it is Hugo. Hugo Weaving. Which, I should have remembered that name, but I didn't. He's been in a lot of movies. Even he didn't do a good performance in this movie, in my opinion. Hugo Weaving, his character, didn't really care for his character. Acting, freaking terrible. And those of you that are like, oh, about the story, that's pretty much the storyline. They eventually found that he's the Wolfman, or he's gonna be a werewolf, and they try to kill him. Actually, they have him strapped in the chair in front of this council, and they're talking, and this dude's telling them, hey, I'm gonna kill you, hey, I'm gonna kill you. If you guys, he's warning them. They still don't believe him. I get it. It's like, oh, it's a werewolf thing, but he sits there, CGI. I swear his freaking fingers flip up, grows these CGI fangs, and CGI werewolf transformation. Looks like something from a freaking Pixar movie. Disney, Pixar, whatever. Animations. Looks freaking terrible. Freaking ridiculous. This movie's freaking ridiculous. Alright? It was a pointless remake. Other than the reason of the old movie was black and white and it was kind of old. Other than that, there's no point to this remake. Other than just get money. And it didn't. It failed. They didn't get money from it. How else we can get a 5.8? I don't know. I get it. Everybody has their opinions. But still, I don't agree with that. This movie is so bad, I should get a 3.0. Honestly, give it a freaking 3.0. The Wolfman remake, give it a 3.0. I really want this movie to be a 3.0 or a 4.0 at least. A 4.0. 3.0, I know that will happen, but at least have it be a 4.0. This movie freaking sucks. This movie is freaking boring. Basically, in the end, he finds out that it was his dad. And it was Anthony Hopkins. And he goes back to pretty much the house, fights Anthony Hopkins in werewolf form, which is a CGI werewolf, kills him, goes after his love interest, almost kills her. He gets shot, I think actually by her. And that's it. That's pretty much freaking it. That's pretty much it. Yes, I know I missed some of the kills. There's a scene where these people were in the woods, and the werewolf is sort of taking these people out one by one, and some practical effects here and there, mainly just claw marks and stuff like that. That council scene was pretty bloody too. A guy gets his freaking guts eaten out, like he bites and freaking rips guts out. Practical. But then they have to ruin that scene by having a CGI freaking dude fly out of a window and hit a freaking CGI fence. Looks fake. And also, this was a bad year for horror movies in general. I mean, you had a lot of terrible movies that came out. Resident Evil Afterlife was crap. I can't think of all of them right now, but Saw 3D was crap. I'm trying to remember what else came out in 2010. A lot of crappy movies came out in 2010, mainly because they're trying to go over this 3D CGI, which it's somewhat in this movie some 3D CGI. But it's more in films like Resident Evil Afterlife and Saw 3D, aka Saw Final Chapter, aka Saw 7, whatever the freak. You know, there's some 3D CGI in this movie, some of it, you know, woofed up towards the camera, or a claw going towards the camera, something like that. I think of something like that. Not a lot of it, but still, when it is there, it looks like crap. And the Wolfman, practically, when it's there as a practical effect, it's a decent practical effect. But when the Wolfman is standing there in freaking CGI, which they do that sometimes, and it looks silly, looks fake. I don't know what effects they got to do this movie, but the effects in this movie, besides the practical effects, the actual CGI effects were terrible. They looked awful. And the movie has like nothing interesting in it at all. No atmosphere. No suspense whatsoever, maybe practical effects. Even the kills aren't imaginative in any way. The movie is not fun, it's boring to watch. The pace is slow. The acting freaking sucks. Some of the worst cast members out there. Characters I didn't care about. I didn't care for this freaking story. I didn't care about this freaking movie. I didn't care. And you know what? I was going to watch it again. Because I haven't seen it in a few years, but I know the gist of the story. I know the main part of the story. But I was going to watch it again. I said, no, freak that. I'm not going to waste my time watching it again. I get bored with this, so I'm not going to watch it again. I don't want to. You know, I get it. If I watched it again, I would, you know, I'd know a little bit more details, but it's just so boring. I don't want to watch it again. It's that boring. It's that bad. That I'm not going to watch it again. And yes, I'm gonna spend 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes, on freaking talking about this freaking piece of freaking crap movie. Because it deserves it. This movie's freaking terrible. And I'm gonna freaking sit here and freaking have rage for this freaking movie. Because those of you that actually do hate the movie, you guys are probably, I'm just trying to entertain you guys. Because I know you guys hate the movie as well. I'm trying to do this because I enjoy doing this. To me, destroying these crappy movies is fun. And it's entertaining for me to do, and I hope it's entertaining for you guys to watch. Because this movie is just really boring. As a matter of fact, let me go get that freaking disc. Actually, the disc ricocheted off the wall, came back over here. I cannot believe how bad this movie is. See this movie right here? Let's freaking break this freaking disc. I don't care. I don't care, okay? I'm gonna keep saying that. People are like, well, what if you break it? I don't give a crap. Freaking. Man, it was a freaking terrible movie. I threw it over there, hit the freaking wall. Here I am. I'm wanting to break this movie. Only I don't have a hammer. I don't have anything here to actually break the freaking movie. Unless I just bend it up. See this? See it? I'm bent like a freaking frisbee. Bending it. I throw it like a freaking frisbee. It's fun. Actually, it's fun doing that. I enjoy doing that because it's a crappy movie. So yeah, freak this freaking. As a matter of fact, let me go get the freaking case. Where's freaking go? Right here. Freaking stop this freaking movie. This is how freaking much I hate this freaking movie. Stop it, freaking bitch. I don't care. I don't care. You know, I just bend it all up. Whatever. What the freak ever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, some practical effects here and there. A guy gets his guts ripped out. You know, some decent practical effects. Anthony Hopkins did a good job. Freaking Benicio del Toro guy freaking sucked. I don't care for this freaking cast. Movie's freaking dull. It's boring, and I don't give a crap about it. So 26 minutes, almost 30 minutes. So I'm gonna end the rant here. Hope you guys enjoyed this freaking rant on the freaking movie. These freaking. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the mega ultra freaking rant on the Wolfman remake from 2010. I'll see you guys on the next review. Bye, guys.